All right, so Eternal Bloodlines is 55 minutes and Goblin's Feast is 45, so actually not too bad. Welcome. Universal Studios, we're here. It is, midway through September. We are here for our favorite event of the year, Halloween Horror Nights. I'm sure you can already tell by the title of this video. We're doing the RIP tour, which is something that we've done 3 years in a row at this point. This is our third year going. Yep. So super, super excited to get this going. We're staying at Cabana Bay. This is one of the value resorts at Universal Studios. Honestly, not a bad hotel, given the price. You could spend a lot more money on something like Portofino Bay, but...
Well, and it was cheaper than Dockside, which is where we stayed last year. If you haven't seen that video, that will be linked below and at the end of the video. But this is actually considered a more premium hotel than Dockside and Surfside. I honestly think they're pretty comparable. I don't really see a difference between the two. And I actually like Dockside and Surfside better because they have like linoleum or like the fake wood floors. Yeah. And this is carpet.
Which we will do a room tour here in a second. But as far as the hotel is concerned, we're just staying the night here, so we don't really care for the amenities. The amenities that we will be using are pretty much the same at every other hotel, but here it's just a little bit cheaper.
All right, it's the famous Coral's room tour, made famous by me, Cora. All right, so when you come in the room, we are in the Americana building and we are supposed to have a pool view. I will show you our view. I guess you could say it is a pool view. Kinda. So you come in.
The view, you'll kind of understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I just think it's interesting that they advertised it as a pool view. We did get a discount on our RIP tour tickets through using a travel agent, and it essentially paid for our tickets to Halloween Horror Nights. So you have to buy the RIP tour ticket, but then you also have to buy admission to Halloween Horror Nights itself, and that essentially took off about, I think, like $160 through using our travel agent. So it paid for our tickets to Halloween Horror Nights, so we could book this hotel. That's one way to look at it. So you walk in and right here you've got a little closet, you know, the standard things. An iron, I feel like you don't see those anymore. I feel like they're steamers now. Then you've got the bathroom over here. Basic bathroom. I like that you have the sink outside of the shower and toilet because I could be getting ready while someone else is in the shower or using the bathroom. You do have, it's just a standard basic bathroom, nothing special to it. Actually, I think Surfside and Dockside have nicer bathrooms. So just something to note because this is typically more expensive. I'm not sure why this is cheaper right now, but it's typically more expensive. Another fun nostalgic thing, they have VO5 shampoo and conditioner. Hit up the comments if you used VO5 shampoo and conditioner when you were a kid, because I certainly did, and that's very nostalgic. And I will not be using that, but I'm sure it's probably fine for someone, just not me. Coming out of the bathroom, that's a little, I don't like that. You should paint that. Coming out of the bathroom, you have the bedroom. We did have to get 2 queens. I don't think they have king sizes here, if I recall correctly, but don't quote me on that. Anytime we've stayed here, it's always been 2 queens, but that could just be because it's probably the cheapest room. So I do like that they actually have like some sort of blanket. Like, I don't know if I would actually use this, but Surfside and Dockside just have sheets. So at least if you were like super cold, you could use that. Dresser, TV, we do have an adjoining room, which sucks, but it doesn't seem like it's fully booked out here, so it's probably fine. See, it's looking a little run down. I feel like last time we stayed here, it was brand new, but like, it could use some paint.
It's a value hotel.
Yeah, it's a value hotel.
They do the best they can.
Honestly though, these beds, I did sit on this bed and this is way more comfortable than Surfside and Dockside. Like, oh.
I really just sank in.
Yeah, it's soft though. Like Surfside and Dockside, I felt like you could feel the springs.
Yeah.
But I also was like incredibly ill last year. So who's to say? Who's to say? I don't know. I do like this little light. It's definitely retro vibes. Please excuse our crap everywhere. There is a fridge or a drink cooler. Okay. Hello? Oh.
There you go.
I was opening the wrong side. Put our drinky drinks in there. And then this is our beautiful pool view. I think the pool is like way down there, like where the sand starts, the pool follows. So, I mean, we've got some patio tables. But arguably, not a pool view. Arguably not.
No, but it is what it is.
But who cares?
I did want to mention this too, because this is kind of a little bit of a cool perk when they have Halloween Horror Nights. The Bayliner Diner here stays open until 3 a.m. So if you want some snacks once you're getting home from Halloween Horror Nights, they're open late. So typical stuff like pizza, boneless wings, sandwiches, desserts. I think that's kind of a cool perk when you're staying at Cabana Bay, because as far as I don't know of any other resorts that stay open that late.
I think Surfside and Dockside stayed open that late too, because I think you got pizza or something last year.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe
while I was vomiting and dying. So
yeah.
I did eat a full lunch today and I drank a lot of water the last few days, so I'm hoping I'm not gonna die of dehydration this time, because that's what got me. Maybe the alcohol too, but I really think it was dehydration.
It's what time is it now? It is 4 o'clock. We plan to go get to Horror Nights at hopefully about 6 so that we can see the opening ceremonies. Again, we have the RIP tour, so we have a little bit better of a view for that. And we want to hopefully hit a few rides before we get started with the tour. If you're not familiar with the tour, I know we kind of explained it in a previous video, but the tour is more than the normal price of a ticket, of course, but you get a VIP tour guide. They will feed you. You get exclusive access to different bars and lounges throughout the tour. It lasts about 4 hours. And of course, the obvious perk is that you get the fast passes to the lines, so you get to just walk right up.
Well, it's more than a fast pass. They literally take you to the front of the line.
No lines at all, which is super cool. You also get the VIP tour guide, like I was saying. They kind of explain what's going on before you get into the scare zones and the houses, which I personally think is one of the better perks of it, as weird as that sounds. So you kind of know what you're walking into before you actually walk into the house or the scare zone. So just give a little bit of a background of like kind of how Horror Nights is going to be this year. I know last year they had Dr. Oddfellow, so I'm going to give like a little bit of a backstory about the lore of kind of like what's happening. So last year was Dr. Oddfellow. He was an official icon of Halloween Horror Nights last year, and the whole event kind of centered around him. This year there's 2 unofficial icons, being the 2 different sides of horror. So one icon is going to be Sinister. Sinister is kind of the focus of like the blood and the gore and the real in-your-face kind of horror. And then there's Surreal. Surreal is the mental, like psychological, leave it to your imagination kind of horror. From what I'm understanding, there isn't really a storyline surrounding them. The only thing that we know about them is that there's going to be 2 scare zones that feature both Sinister and Surreal. Once you walk in, there's kind of like a pathway that you can choose, which we'll show a little bit more of. Fit check. So this is what we usually buy shirts before we go every year for whatever reason, because it's fun. What you got?
So last year I did a Bride of Chucky shirt / Barbie, because that was like, Barbie was the thing last year. But this year I couldn't find any shirt that I liked that was like, had to do with any of the houses. So I just went with good old classic 90s Scooby-Doo, because it is still Universal and they have Scooby-Doo there. He won't be there tonight probably, but
It's
I
so
don't know.
funny.
And I can wear it again. And it's comfort colors, which if you know, you know. And I got this on Etsy, in case anyone was wondering.
I went with the, obviously, Ghostbusters. They're actually selling a Ghostbusters s'more at Universal, so I figured perfect. It's something that I think we're going to get when we go there. So not only on brand, on theme, but
this is from Amazon. And it comes in like a ton of different colors. My shirt also comes in a ton of different colors too. Like if you liked the shirt but maybe didn't like the color. Yeah.
All right, enough with the talking, enough with the intros. I'm ready to get going. If you're excited and you're curious about the RIP tour, definitely stay tuned throughout this video because not only is it going to be informative, but it's going to be fun. It'll be fun to have everybody along with us, and we can't wait to get started. So let's go. Let's go. My room. Headed to the bar. We're going to get a few drinks before we head out. Shots, drinks. We're also bringing these to the bar, so don't tell anybody. I want to point out these fun little pumpkins that they have at the bar. They do a lot of cool Halloween decorations here at Cabana Bay. But there's a little boo right there. And I also wanted to point out this pumpkin because he's our favorite. I don't know what should we name him? Tom the Pumpkin. All right, that's Tom the Pumpkin. But yeah, he's our favorite. He should be the next little boo, in my opinion. We have arrived. Same face every time. All right, we're here. The plan is to go get checked in, watch the opening ceremonies, maybe get a little bit of food from there, and honestly, we're gonna play it by ear. So, God, so excited. It's finally here, but it almost feels like it's already over because it's here.
I know,
right?
I'm already sad.
Yeah, me too. But I'm not gonna think about that. The iconic Halloween Horror Nights arches. Here we are finally. So some of the main houses are gonna be Insidious, Quiet Place. They have Ghostbusters this year, which honestly super excited about. And then the Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. They actually have 2 Monsters houses this year. But yeah, wow, I love seeing these arches. It's one of my favorite things of the year. Everybody's in line for the opening ceremony, so we don't have to go through the main entrance, but because we got the RIP tour, we're going exactly where, hello, we're going where she's headed. So we're headed in this direction to get checked in for the RIP tour, get our credentials, and hopefully we'll get up on the balcony area so we can see the opening ceremonies. So we're headed in, and the line's gonna be over here, as you can see. A ton of people. We're gonna get checked in right up in here where it says the RIP tour. Checked in. Credentials acquired, baby. RIP tour. All right. So unfortunately, yeah, it took us like 30 minutes to get checked in, which, I mean, they open at 6, so like it was our mistake thinking that they open at 6:30. So we thought we had plenty of time to see the opening ceremonies, and we didn't. We completely missed it. But honestly, the opening ceremonies, from what we've seen, aren't even that good anyway. Not super disappointed. However, you need pizza. That's what you said you wanted. We're gonna go get some pizza, maybe ride a couple rides, maybe go eat. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the good thing is that we're checked in. We are official. 2024. We need to get some merch. I usually get a shot glass and a magnet. She usually gets a shirt. So maybe that's something we'll do before we get started here. So Cora's looking for a specific neutral / high noon that she likes. She got pineapple, but wasn't sure if they had any other flavors. We came over here to the HHN bar, and I just kind of wanted to show something that's pretty cool. They have some pretty cool photo opportunities with specific characters from different houses. So let's check it out. They have different characters from different houses, I guess. Oh, I like him. He's cool. He's from Major Sweet. That's so cool. Stopping in at Louie's Pizza, which is right over by Torture Fair. Kind of excited to see that haunted house, but let's get her pizza first. She's a happy girly. She's got her pizza. Which, big slice of pizza for what, $11? Like, that's even on camera, it looks massive. Yeah, that is 2 slices. So, for the price, it's a pretty good deal. And a water cup. So, update too, like, I guess they don't have, we were told that they have cranberry high noons at other bars, but I guess the HHN bar that we went to didn't have cranberry or any other flavors.
It's
So
pineapple for high noon and
orange for neutral.
Which are arguably the two worst flavors. I'm sorry, I said it.
I mean, I'm a proponent of pineapple, but you brought up a good point that like some people have pineapple allergies too. So like
a lot of people have pineapple.
that's the part that I'm concerned about. You think they have other flavors? But we're gonna get our pizza. I think we're gonna go to
people don't have a blackberry allergy.
black cherry,
Whatever.
blackberry.
There's both.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't hear about those allergies. You hear about pineapple allergies.
True. So what are we gonna go shop after this? Get our souvenirs, maybe ride the mummy, and then we're gonna go check in.
Bask in my power! Collectible screams.
I think Sinister's about to come out.
Second grounds in blood. And the green of God.
So the plan now is to head into the Universal Tribute Store for Halloween Horror Nights, which I guess is like a abandoned subway. We're gonna get our merch, hopefully quickly head out. I'll show you a little bit of the tribute store so that we can go on Mummy. Yeah, I'm already into this. Smelly smell that smells smelly. Oh, this is cool. So I guess there's a whole like storyline. I'll spare the details of the storyline, but all right, continuing into the subway. Lil Boo, got him everywhere. Wow, this actually looks really, really cool. I think this is one of the better jobs they've done. I don't really know. Oh, there we go. HHN. No, it's not busy at all, actually. Ooh, okay, so I'm looking for a shot glass. That's a cool cup.
It's like a Stanley, but not.
Oh. So I'm looking for a shot glass, a magnet, and you're looking for a t-shirt, right? And a koozie. Oh, they have the little blue sippers. Ooh, somebody's been staying in here. Gross. All right, on to the next room. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make this quick, but oh, this is cool. So a lot of different, I feel like there's a lot of different Easter eggs on this wall. Like Earl of Squirrel, if you're a fan of the Christmas.
Arrow point this way.
R.I.P.
This is so cool.
I haven't even seen any
Ooh, are those magnets? All right, that's cool. So this is the last and final room. It's like the subway station. And from what I'm understanding, like this is the lore of this tribute store, the bat. There's the idol from the museum, deadly exhibits that we will be going through. All right, and that was the tribute store for 2024. Again, I know that was quick, but we were just trying to make it a quick in and out. We didn't find the merch we were looking for, so might have to go to another shop to look for that. So I might have already said this, but the our passes are good for fast passes for rides. So I think we're gonna hit the Mummy real quick before we go any further. We haven't ridden the Mummy in probably a few years, so let's do that. Ready?
Ready.
All right, we're headed into Cafe La Bamba, which is where they serve the food for the RIP tour. So after we're done eating from there, to check in, all we need to go is right across the street and check in for a tour. So let's get some food and then maybe another drink. We'll go from there. All right, just to give a look of the menu that they have this year. This is only one half, so I'll show the other half. But yeah, tacos. It looks like Caesar salad. These macarons are really, really good. Ooh, mini churros, guava empanada. I'm really excited about that. What you gonna get? Some tacos?
Not even cheese for it. Like, I'm sorry.
Just go to the cheese and crackers. So yeah, let me show you the other side before I get some food. All right, the other side is gonna be, yeah, forbidden falafel, street corn riblets, bloody goodie bag. I don't know what that is. Pizza fries, of course, cheese and crackers, hummus. So pizza fries is a must. Wow, okay. All right, so I went with the pizza fries, honestly, I don't remember what that is. The street corn riblets, the falafel, and then Coral ended up getting just a basic taco. To be honest, they didn't have as many options as they had last year, but I'm still excited to eat. I'm really hungry. Long story short, food was awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah. And they only had the cursed cranberry seltzers. If you don't like cranberry, I'll recommend.
I'm finishing this one for her, but in my opinion, I'm not trying to be negative here. Neither of us are, but for me, the best thing was the churros and the guava pie, and that was it. Tacos were terrible. The corn, terrible. The fries, terrible. Everything was really, really bad. And
this is the worst year that we've had for food. Like, last year wasn't the best year, but this is pretty bad.
And I hate, we hate saying that because we love you, Universal, and we know the food can be so much better. It's been so much better. But for whatever reason, it was really, really bad. So with that being said, we are about to check in for our RIP tour. It's like 8:15 right now, so we are running a little bit later than we expected. We did get off Mummy. Great as usual. Fantastic ride. So let's go check in. It was a walk-on, yeah. Yep. Ready to get checked in? Let's do it.
For us, it's gonna be our first game. It's gonna be Demon Queens. Yay. So if you didn't know, we have some cool icons this year, or iconic characters I call them. She'd like to interrupt you. That is Surreal. We have two of them this year, Sinister and Surreal, with threes for the E's. Of course, it's the 33rd year. So they are these beings that lord over some of the darker sides of the universe of horror. So Sinister is our friend who likes to lord over the aspects of pain, the physical torture that really torments us and my back as well as we go through this event. She really likes to make sure you know that you are hurting. And we're going to see that in the Torture Bear Scare Zone a little bit later on tonight. But this scare zone right here is over our lovely friend, Surreal. Surreal's going to focus on the mental anguish and pain that you suffer in your demons in the back of your head who tell you, stop yelling so loud. I will not stop yelling so loud. It's quite literally my job to be loud anyway. And she wants your attention, so that lovely whisper as she keeps talking over me, even though it's my turn to talk, Surreal. She's trying to lure you into this scare zone to try to make sure you see the actual physical manifestations of your mental pain. Don't listen to her, even though this scare zone is absurdly so cool. How it's looking, how the costumes look, everything. We're not going to listen to her this time. It's kind of like Oddfellow this year. Do not listen. Don't fall for the tricks. I believe in you. You're a strong creature. But anyway, enough of me talking and yapping. We're going to get enough of that tonight. You're going to be following me, my mop of hair, which will get 10 times bigger as the night goes on, and this lovely green light wand throughout the night. Shall we get going? Are you ready to get into it? Yeah!
All right, we've been saving the recording of the... Oh, wow. Lighting's terrible here. We've been saving the recording of the scare zones for nighttime. We are headed into Demon Queens, which honestly looks pretty cool at night. So, here we go. Much better. Back to the fog.
Choked on the fog.
Oh. I'm assuming those are demon queens? Oh wow.
Fears unborn. Your psyche is mine to love.
Honestly, that was full of scare actors. Like, I don't know if they were just...
And they were actually trying.
That was a pretty good one. Oh, she's following us. Oh, no. All right, so I don't know what our first haunted house is going to be, but
Probably the
honestly...
back 3, which I'm sad about because I wanted to do the back 3 last because I heard they were back 4 because I heard these are the best ones because they're in actual sound stages. So I'm a little sad.
So Adriana's our tour guide. Honestly, Adriana. We absolutely love her.
Funny
right
story.
now.
When we were waiting in line to check in, she was like standing there, and I saw her, and I was like, I want her. I love her vibe. I know she's gonna be quirky. That's exactly what I want. And the luck of the draw, we got her.
And we love her. She's great. She just brings this vibe to the group that I think
Is needed because
Yeah.
our group's a little.
One of our original content houses our creative team came up with this year. I was really excited about it when they announced it. We're gonna be following the Barbie triplets. Yay! We walked in. It is their 9th birthday. What a good celebration for those triplets. Melody, Harmony, and Junior, of course, or JR is how they have to say it. It's Junior. I will say that. So it is March 3rd, 1984. As we walk in, it's a cold and rainy night. And you know, the Barbie triplets have decided the best way to celebrate their 9th birthday is to murder their entire family. I know, how wondrous for us all. We're gonna be seeing those triplets go ham on their mom, their family, everybody that is in that dinner table is getting God. This house is really, really creepy because they like these children like masks. They do wear these masks. You're gonna see one of them with a little bunny mask, one with like a fake mask, and this big guy that is Junior. You're gonna see them all throughout the house. As we finish that first scene in 1984, we're gonna walk in and realize we're walking through a true crime podcast, talking us through the Barbie triplets, because every 10 years they decide they want to recreate their birthday. Why wouldn't they? On their birthday. Of course, because why would you break tradition? So by the time we get to the end of the house, we are walking in. It's March 3rd, 2024. 3/3/24. I am catching a thing right there. They are very big on that in this house specifically. So we're walking into, was it Cradleton, Pennsylvania, which is a fake place, I must love this. They are recreating their birthday once again in their 40s. And they have decided to go all out, all gory. So there's a lot of blood scares here. I do want to warn you guys. I know it's still horror, but I know it's supposed to really get under your skin. I do want to give you a warning that there is a dead dog in this house. You do hear it get killed, and you do see the dog's body. It is literally right in front of you, and it's a very sad sound. It is. I want to give you a preface for that because I know not everyone wants to see that. You do smell laundry detergent. That's going to be kind of your warning sign that you're going to be seeing that. So just keep that in mind as you go through the house. If you're not interested in that, let me know before we go in so we can hang out at the exit while everyone else goes through. It's a very, very fun house. Otherwise, I'm excited to see all the gory stuff and, you know, celebrate the Barbie triplets. Because why wouldn't it be? It's their birthday after all. Who's ready for the triplets? Yes? Let's get some terrific triplets. Yay.
Uh-oh. How you feeling?
We just got out of Insidious and we couldn't film because we were backstage, so we couldn't do the backstory. First off, why the hell would we start with that house? Second off, I got scared over and over and
You were first in line.
Yeah, I was first in line behind your tour guide. And they were still going for her and I was still getting scared. So that was a great house. I'm sad because I think...
You think it's all downhill from here? Oh, we'll see. Now we're doing Triplets of Terror, so...
What did you think?
I actually thought it was great. We didn't see the last Insidious film, so like we aren't really... I don't think we saw the last Insidious film, but based on the prior Insidious films, the set design was really freaking good. So, yeah.
I still recognize everyone. So.
Oh yeah, all the different demons. So, yeah, we're about to walk into Triplets of Terror. See how this one is.
It's going to be Monstros, the Monsters of Latin America, and then A Quiet Place. Ooh, spooky. So, first of all, we're going to be talking about Monstros, the Lost of Latin America. Really miss out on myself. I grew up with a lot of wives because my grandmother is a very superstitious woman, and she made sure to instill that in me from the get-go. So, we're going to be seeing a bunch of monsters throughout different areas of Latin American folklore. So we're seeing three in particular. We're seeing Torapuchi, we're seeing El Silbón, and we're also seeing La Lechuza. All these different monsters have all different like niches in a way. So Torapuchi is one that feasts off the blood of infants and children. A vampiric shapeshifter that tends to travel through like a green fog so it can sneak under your doors and get your babies at night. So you might be safe, but not the babies. Once again, y'all. Anyway, and then after that, we'll be walking into El Silbón. El Silbón is also known as the Whistler. He tends to kind of let you know that he's there by his little tune. Now, he loves ribs. He's a big big barbecue fan. So he actually takes them out of people's backs and puts them in his bag for showing, for safekeeping for a later trip. You know, you don't know if you'll need like a roadster, you know, gotta keep it on. You actually get to see him pull ribs out of somebody's back in person by a really cool makeup effect with El Cibon and his hair on. Like, it's so cool how we do it. And then after, our last one's gonna be La Lechuza. Now, La Lechuza is another shapeshifter. This one is actually modeled after an owl. So she'll shape this from like this regular person into this owl-like beast that's huge, with a vaguely feminine witch face. Now, she'll basically kill anybody that she sees. She'll kind of lure you in. The further away her voice is, the closer she is to you. So be mindful of that. Now, this has a copycat from Hollywood's in 2023. They did Monsters as well last year. We actually got to work really closely with the creative team of them to kind of get our own version out here. We even got to grab a lot of props, including this really amazing animatronic that is gigantic as she is eating this person. Now, for that else, I do want to let you know, I already said it, I want to make sure you know, Guadalupe does eat the blood of infants and children. We are going to be seeing Guadalupe eats an infant. It does look like a real baby, and it is looking in her hands, and it is dead. So if that is something you do not want to see, please let me know. Since I talked to a lot of people, I want to let you know from the get-go that is something you are going to see in person. So keep that in mind before we go into this house. But after Monsters, we're going to go right into A Quiet Place. I know, really hard place to read, but A Quiet Place is one of my favorite horror franchises ever. Have any of us seen A Quiet Place 1 or 2? Yes? Yes, has anyone not seen it? No, just, no, but don't worry, we'll catch you up on the So for my friends who have seen these movies, we're going to be going through the 1 and 2, not the newest one, day 1. So we're going to be going through. In this is a post-apocalyptic world where these creatures have come down from space. Now, they are blind, however, they have this impeccable hearing. So you are going to want to stay as quiet as you can. This is a movie and a house without silence. So, as we walk through, we're going to be trying to join them in keeping it quiet. Luckily, our main family, the Abbott family, has a farm, and one of their children, Reagan, is deaf. So they actually use it to their advantage to be able to communicate mostly in complete ASL. So a really cool part about this house is that we hired a lot of deaf, hard of hearing, and ASL fluent team members to be cast members and work this house. We also worked really closely with our interpreting team and our diversity, equity, inclusion team to make this as accurate and as sensitively cool as possible. So a lot of the actors know ASL. They are actually speaking in ASL. They even had our interpreter team come and teach them in every single rehearsal for the costume. So they know their stuff, and they want to make sure that our friends, everyone who goes to this house, enjoys it as much as they can while appreciating deaf culture and its faults. This is a really fun cinematic house as well. It's one of the longest, so it's got 12 individual scenes. So we're going to be going through a lot of scenes that you've seen in all of our favorite movies. There is a scene with a silo where a kid is trapped in some corn, and you hear him choking. The main thing about this house, though, is that it is so deathly quiet because it has special sound dampening curtains, so you'll hear it go from really, really loud to really quiet. They even centralized speakers, so you feel like you need to be quiet. I guess you're like, you hear something here, but it's not happening. These puppets that are supposed to be recreating these aliens from the movie are really close to you, and they're very detailed. So we have to actually model them off the original puppets from the movies and their CGI effects. Super, super cool details in this house. If you're a fan of this series, you are going to fangirl out like I did. Now remember, in that house, you're going to want to be quiet because they're going to tell you to be quiet. They're going to shush you as you go to this house. So prepare yourselves. I know I got my inside voice in for once, so I'm getting myself ready. But once we're done with that, who's ready for Monstros? Let's get into it, shall we? Woo! Are we all good with Monstros? That includes dead baby scenes, yes? Dead babies! All right, I did not say that.
Alright, we're headed through Torture Fair. I honestly forgot to record what she was saying about Torture Fair, so I'm sorry about that. Also, another little quick thing. Sinister and Surreal, their icons are like 33s for Halloween Horror Nights 33, and I think that's a pretty cool touch. So, let's go through Torture Fair. Ooh, looks like they're doing a little bit of a show. Oh, there's Sinister over there. So many people. Oh. Oh wow, he's cool looking. So this is just based off of old torture devices that they used to use. A lot of them, if not all of them, are real and are actually used, which I think is a cool little touch. Oh. Oh. Which way should we go? Oh no. Oh, the brazen bowl. Oh. Oh, people are clapping. Oh, these sickos. Oh, God.
The guy holding his like torture device.
Okay, this one's a little wild. Like, what? Gross. Oh.
She's a bit tired tonight.
Oh, I didn't mean to bump into him. That was torture fare. How did torture fare make you feel?
That was too many people.
Yeah, that was a really, really compact scare zone. Ah! That's too scary. I thought it was good, but yeah, there's just a lot of people going on. And obviously, I have to get a shot of the iconic Mel's Die-In, which love this lighting. So we're headed back to Cafe La Bamba to get a break. We just did 5 haunted houses back to back to back. It's about 9:40. She said she was gonna give us about 20 minutes and then we're gonna hit the rest of the haunted houses and then go to the show at 12:30. So give or take about 2 hours. Yeah, having fun so far? All right, sweet. All right, so we just finished up at La Bamba. It was about a 20-25 minute break. Just to do a little bit of an update. So we did Quiet Place, we did Ghostbusters, Triplets of Terror, Monstros. I don't know. I can't remember which ones.
Well, we already talked about
Anyway.
Insidious.
Oh, and Insidious, yeah. So all in all, I think I would say that for me personally, I think Monstros was really good. I think Insidious was really good.
Insidious was obviously the best.
Yeah, Insidious was definitely the best. And we've talked about this, like, it's very loud. Hopefully you can hear it. But
If you will. Speak up.
Insidious and Monstros, for me personally, I think had the best kind of like set design. And I think me and her are looking for two different kinds of, like, we rate houses on a different scale. So I like the set design and she likes the scariness.
Because you don't get scared even when they scare you.
Right. We'll do a little bit of like a
We'll do
like
an
a
overall
rating.
recap,
Yeah, a rating.
But we just wanted to update you. It looks like now we're going into...
We are gonna go into Blumhouse right now.
Yeah.
So we'll film this, and I think from there we're gonna hit the rest of the 5 haunted houses. Probably do the show, and then unfortunately it's gonna be over. So, all right, let's get into Blumhouse. There is the symbol for surreal. Again, you can see like how it's 3-3. So I think that's kind of cool. Oh, we are. You're right. This one I'm kind of excited for. Major Suites was actually a scare zone a couple years back, and they turned it into a haunted house. So, and it's also supposed to be a warehouse, which Fast and Furious kind of fits that vibe. So, you excited for that one? All right, let's do it.
The scary fun part is on the inside of this, not on the actual ride anymore. We are going to our next stop, which is Major Suites Candy Factory. Yay! So if you were here 2022, a few years back, we had a scare zone called Secret Revenge. They threw these murderous kids before a Halloween day parade, and then they started killing all the adults. Right? This is the prequel to that. We're gonna find out how we got here. So we are gonna go ahead and be chaperones on the Progress County Schools field trip to Major Suites Candy Factory. Yay! We are gonna be walking. We're gonna be whisked away immediately by Major Suites friend Miss Treats. Great name if you ask me. She's like, don't worry, let the kids get the free samples. You know, they say don't take candy from strangers. These kids did not listen to advice, and we also should listen to this advice. Because as we walked through, we realized we are not getting candy for a reason. Because Major Suites, the owner of this candy factory, has somehow poisoned this candy to where these kids just start murdering any adult that they see, except for Major Sweets in this street. I don't know how to do it. I will know his secret sauce. But as we go through, we're gonna see these kids going left, right, center, killing anybody and everybody that they see that is not one of those two people. So we're basically gonna try to avoid getting killed by these kids with these little sharpened candy things, melted candy on their heads, putting you into the factory machines, basically trying to keep on our P's and Q's. The best part about this house, though, in my opinion, is something called a guest-activated trigger. So if you were here last year, we know Chucky was here, they had the same thing. Basically, there's these big, red, shiny buttons. You're gonna hit those big red buttons. Because you know what could go wrong? What's actually gonna happen is it's gonna trigger a scare for either you, the person in front of you, or the person behind you. It's gonna be two of those big shiny buttons in this house. There's also a candy bowl. Let's just take one. Take one. What could go wrong, right? You know, it's only a haunted house and kids are gonna try to kill you, right? Nothing too crazy. This is a very decadent smelling house, so keep that aware if you're sensitive, really sensitive with it. It is a very, very sweet smelling house, given Major Sweets in the name. All right, who's ready to not take candy from strangers? Yay! I am. All thumbs up for Major Sweets Candy Factory. Incredible. Let's not get got by Miss.
All right, so Major Sweets is a 65-minute wait. Keep in mind that we get to skip that line, and I haven't been updating about the times or the wait times of these haunted houses. But yeah, 65 minutes just to skip this line alone is worth it. We're about to go into the Blumhouse. She doesn't care. She could care less. Doesn't care about the Blumhouse.
We're getting gypped because we're walking in the middle.
Yeah, that's true. Sure, we'll walk back, but I don't know where to look. Ooh. Wait. Can you do a Megan dance?
What does she even do?
You know the Megan dance, just do it. Yep, so we really didn't get anything from that.
Nothing there.
Yeah, so, ooh, who's this? Let's go say hi to him.
Oh my god, like especially if they're like.
Hello. Oh, ah. Oh wow, freaky. Well, yeah, we got gypped on that one.
Yeah.
Walked in halfway through. We didn't really
Nothing there.
see, didn't see anything that was going on that one. So, Blumhouse,
What do you give me?
half thumbs up. Major Sweets I actually thought was cool because they have a like an interactive element. I don't know about you. I saw you click a couple of buttons, but I got every button that there was to click. And I don't know what happened when I clicked them. Well, there was 3 if you want to pick up candy. So I won't tell you what happens, but in the very beginning, if you want to pick some candy, and you'll see big red buttons that you can press. Press them. Honestly, I don't know what happens, but
Yeah, it was hard to know if it was a scare because of the button or if it was a scare because it was a scare.
still worth pressing. So I think from here we're gonna head to the back, go to like Slaughter Cinema, and then do Goblin's Feast, and then Monsters, Eternal Bloodlines. Yeah, Museum of Terror. I forget what it's called, but Museum of Museum. So we're gonna get those ones done now. I also love this food booth. The theming of these food booths is really, really cool. Every year it gets a little bit better. So, ooh, and then there's Krusty Land. Yay!
So our next 2 houses are pretty intense because they're intense. Please save your booth for after the tour is over so I can cry in peace, please and thank you. But our next 2 houses are ones that we were talking about a little bit earlier before the rest of our group joined up. So our next house is going to be the Museum, Deadly Exhibits, and then Slaughter Cinema 2, a cult classic for multiple reasons. So just like how we did with Monstros and A Quiet Place, we're going to be doing one right after the other. We'll exit one and go right into it. So get yourselves ready now, breathe through it. I believe in you, we got this. So the first one we're going to do is going to be the Museum, Deadly Exhibits. So we're going to be visiting the Museum of International Folklore, yay! They actually have this new exhibit coming in the fall. We're actually getting a little bit overnight kind of view. My first thought was that museum will be on that one. As we go through, though, we are bringing this new feature in called the Rotting Stone. Now, the Rotting Stone has a lot of rumors going on, a lot of gossip about it. It's got 100 years of terror, caused plagues, you know, killing hundreds of civilizations, blah, blah, blah. You know, but I'm not going to believe the rumors until the Rotting Stone tells me from its own. You know, you never believe rumors like that, you know? Always just from the source. So we're going to go in after hours, and we're going to take a peek around. Now, we should have listened to these rumors because the Rotting Stone has truly rotted out this entire museum. The walls, the exhibits, everything in this place is being rotted from the core and being possessed by this stone. So it's going to be this kind of rotted feel. It's going to be very reminiscent of The Last of Us. If you were in this house last year, if you saw it last year. So you're going to have this kind of infection going through. And I mean everything has been infected by this rotting stone. Again, from the team members who are working here to the walls on this place are literally coming out to get you. It is a very, very, very interesting house. It's not the super one because again, it's one of our tents, but it's very, very fun. You're gonna hear this audio tour as we go through. It's gonna be nice and welcoming because you know my tours I'm never there. But as we go through, it's gonna get more deteriorated, and unfortunately, I will not deteriorate as time goes on. I just keep getting older. Well, after we go through our lovely tour of the Museum of International Folklore, we're gonna go straight into everyone's favorite, Slaughter Cinema 2. Yay! Now, Slaughter Cinema, if you did not know, was a house we did in 2018, and it was a huge cult classic from the get-go. It was a bunch of these B-list movies, but B is for best movies, obviously, best of the best of the best. Their description, not mine. The best horror movies you can think of. We've actually had a few houses spawn from that house because they used the success of the most wackiest, insane ideas you would ever think of for a haunted house. So back in 2018 when we did Slaughter Cinema, the original, we actually had a movie called Swamp Yeti, Attack of the Swamp Yetis. And if you were here last year, you may have gone through a house called Yeti, Campground Kills. And in 2019, we had a house called Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. Those two houses spawned from that house because they were such a fan favorite at the Swamp Yeti of Florida. They decided to make them their own houses in 2 different variations. Also, the infamous HHN bear came from this house. He was actually in the Museum Deadly Exhibits house, so don't worry, he's still here. But this year, we decided to bring a sequels into it. Let's change it up a little bit, right? We're still going into this theater, going to see our B-list movies for best, obviously. As we know, awesomeness of awesome horror movies. Some of our favorite titles are going to be The Killer Kringles, The Mardi Gras Murders, Blood and Chum. My personal favorite, and I also thought they were joking when I was told this, Mummy Strippers Unwrapped. They bear more than their soul. Yes, there are actual stripper poles in here, and yes, I did not believe them. Now, if you throw dollar bills, they are mine, and you will see me running to get them, so save your money for later. I will snatch it off those strippers. And it is a very fun house. It is not meant to be taken seriously in the slightest. There's a lot of interesting scares, to say the least, that is for sure, including a throw-up scare, and of course, our favorite mummy strippers. Yay! Yes, and I think it's so funny because I really did not believe them until I saw it myself. Now, who is ready for some really, really fun houses? Yes? So let's go to a museum and then let's perk up with some movies.
Headed into the Museum Deadly Exhibit.
Its reputation grew when it
This is one of the tent haunted houses, but already looks really cool. I'm pretty excited for this one.
and continued to be blamed for multiple outbreaks of disease and famine. In the fall of 2024, we have our newest exhibit.
Alright, look at them right here. So if you have ever been to Halloween Horror Nights, they look very clean. They're brand spanking new. They built these tents just for us this year because they need someplace to put them. They could have put them in the building. So our last two houses tonight are going to be Beautiful Monsters, Eternal Bloodlines, and also Goblin Feast. Yay! And again, just like our other two houses, guess what? One right after the other. No time to think about it. Exit one goes straight to the next. So, our second to last house. They're talking about this. So, our second to last house is going to be Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. So, we love our Universal Monsters here. If you've ever been to the past, you know it. We love to take care of our monsters. They mean a lot to us here at Universal. They're what kept us afloat back in the times whenever we were in the 20s. They died and filmed something. And then also back in 1991 when we started Halloween Horror Nights, in the queue of Jaws called Dungeons of Terror, our monstrous origins are what kept us afloat. So we love to take care of them here. And this year is no different. So we're getting introduced to a new monster, not necessarily a monster, but a person. Saskia Van Helsing. She's the last living descendant of the Van Helsing monster on her bloodline. Now, Saskia's, her family grieved mourning the loss of her brother Hyde, as he's been killed by a new monster that we're getting introduced to here called the Daughter of Dracula. She's a brand new monster. Also worked alongside the Brides of Dracula, who are from the 2022 Legends of the House. We're also be running into the Bride of Frankenstein in a whole new design, as she just witnessed the death of her loved one, Frankenstein's monster, by the hands of the She-Wolf, another new creation by our creative team here. We also get to see a fan favorite, an oldie but a goodie, Moon. I can never say her right name right, but I'm assuming that's the correct one. As we see her go ahead and try to get Saskia while she's ahead. Now, these two monsters are going to work side by side, the Bride of Frankenstein and Saskia, to go ahead and achieve their same goal of revenge. Now, if you noticed the trend here, I know I have, it is an all-female monster crew. That means this entire cast, a fully female cast of our scare actors. That includes the entire creative team is almost fully female, ran and done. That includes down to the soundtrack writing, costume design, and set design. So I give our friends a good round of applause for our friends at Talis here. I love this house. It's a very pretty house. Most of our other monsters are. I don't know what's happening there. He needs help. Anyway, after we see our lovely friends Saskia and Bride of Frankenstein, we're going to go straight into Goblin's Feast. Now, good Goblin's Feast to you, friends, and what they're going to tell us as we walk in, we're going to the mountain range of Knoll Tooth Mountains. I know, exciting. It is a very exciting time here in this mountain range, as it is the Goblin's Feast, which is their equivalent of Thanksgiving. So they are preparing, again, their fixings, again, their family together. They're actually getting ready to go to their forest, which is where they bury their dead. And they're going to use this opportunity to spend time with their loved ones. So if you did not know, cemeteries back then were actually used to quickly put their dead ones and loved ones to kind of celebrate their lives. And they brought that back to life here in this Goblin's Feast house. However, with Thanksgiving, you need a main course, whether it's turkey, ham, whatever you like. So they need a main course. And obviously, they're looking at us because we're the visitors. Except we are the main course, because goblins, their favorite thing is humans, yes. So they will take their humans any way they can get them. Roasted, toasted, broiled, or boiled. You name it, they love it. Their favorite way, though, of course, is alive and screaming. So we're going to be welcomed in with open arms, this nice little jolly music. And then they're going to trick us, and we're actually walking into a human chop house. So let's hope we don't get chopped next for this main course. But a good Goblin Feast to you, friends. I'm very excited to see these houses. Who is ready for our last house of the night? Yes!
All right, so Eternal Bloodlines is 55 minutes and Goblin's Feast is 45, so actually not too bad. All right, next is Eternal Bloodlines, Universal Monsters. This is an all-female ran house, like she said, so I think this is a pretty cool idea. This should be a new house concept that we haven't seen yet. All right, Goblin's Feast, the last haunted house of the night. She's just being a girl. She's struggling.
My feet hurt so bad.
I know they do. Almost done, and then we're going to the show. Wow. Best look at a facade we've gotten so far. Hopefully this one's good. What do you think about monsters? Good? Bad?
I got dead spots the whole house.
Boo. Alright, well, we'll see how this one is. Hopefully we end up on a good note. Alright, so we just got done with the show. Honestly, the show was pretty good. So it was a lot of like pyrotechnics, a lot of acrobatics. Almost the same as last year, but a little bit different. The only thing we didn't get to do was the zombie swamp scare zone, which actually we're gonna do right now. I'm just waiting on Will to get out of the bathroom so that we can finish that up. But other than that, our tour guide was really, really good. Adriana, amazing. If we get the chance, we plan on having her again next year. So we'll see, but we're gonna walk through the zombie swamp scare zone and then probably head back to the hotel room, unfortunately, because the night's over.
But I'm also so exhausted. It's like bittersweet.
It's
like
always
I'm
a
ready
long
to
night.
be done, but I'm also not ready to be done because it means I'm done for a whole year.
Yeah. What can you do? We had fun, so let's head through this last scare zone and head back to the hotel. All right, let's go through the zombie swamp. Swamp zombies. Swambies. Last scare zone of the night.
Wet.
It is very wet. It's because of all the mist. I did not see him. Oh. This one's really, really good. Oh. What? Oh, somebody's caught in the airboat. Oh no. Oh. There is so much fog in this scare zone. And it's wet. It's sticky in this scare zone. Oh. Oh.
He purred at me.
That was actually the best one of the night.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
It was close.
Save the best for last.
Yeah, normally the scare zone won't scare me, but
No, that one's usually pretty good because it's tight corridors. Like it's
I just
very
wasn't
narrow.
paying attention.
That area of the park's definitely built for.
Oh, it's closed.
We were gonna go to some waters to take home. Unfortunately, it's closed. So, our last little looks at Halloween Horror Nights 24. We're gonna go through the Demon Queen Scare Zone one more time because we have to go through to leave the park. Then we haven't decided whether or not we're gonna take the boats or the bus. So we'll get back to you as far as that's concerned. Bye. Oh, they definitely see me. They just don't care to wave. Bye.
Leave this place.
All right. We're done here. Literally the worst part of Halloween Horror Nights is saying goodbye. Goodbye, Universal. Goodbye, Horror Nights. It's been a blast. We will see you again next year, and we will be doing the same exact thing. Doing the RIP tour. Long night. A lot of fun. Just kind of wanted to like recoup and recap the night. So, top 3 houses go.
Insidious was definitely number 1.
I agree with that.
It's hard because the last half of the night, not only was I so over it, like I was really trying to remind myself in the moment, like have fun, like yes, you're in pain, yes, like you're hot, whatever, but you know, I was trying to get myself to enjoy the houses, but the whole last half of the night, every house I went in, I didn't get the scares. It was like the scares were like right before me or right after me. So really it's like the first 5 houses we went in
were the best ones, of course.
And yeah, they already were the best ones because they were the ones in the studios, but so I feel like my ratings aren't fair. But okay, yeah. Insidious is definitely number 1. Quiet Place is probably number 2 because I really liked, I don't think we talked about this because we didn't really get a chance to recap all of the houses, but in A Quiet Place, when you first walk in, you walk into a dark hallway. Well, not when you first walk in, but at some point in the house, you walk into a dark hallway close to the beginning. And in that hallway, one of the creatures comes out, but it's pitch dark every other moment except when that creature comes out. And so that was really cool.
Yeah, that was good.
And there was just like a lot of good scares in that one. Even still on that one, there was a lot of holes. Like there were several rooms that I went through and didn't see a single scare actor. But then Austin, who was right behind me, like way far behind me because he walks really slow to like, you know,
I just want to get the
scares.
Yeah.
But Austin would get the scares that I wasn't getting in A Quiet Place. So I would say Quiet Place is number 2.
I think Ghostbusters was good.
I would say 3 is probably
that's up there for me as well
too, because that one was just fun, and there were a couple really good scares in that one too.
Yeah.
So, like Austin talked about earlier in the night, I don't know if you could even hear it. So if he didn't, I look for different things in a house than he's looking for. Like I'm reading it solely on which one scared me the most.
Yeah, I'm the exact opposite. Like I like a good set. I like thought put into the house. So for me, honestly, now that we mentioned Slaughter Cinema again, Slaughter Cinema was my top just because it's like a test house. I look forward to seeing those houses come back in future years, and it's something different in every single scene. So I liked that house just for that reason. It's just fun. And then I would probably go number 2, Insidious, and then number 3. I did like Ghostbusters. I think Ghostbusters was fun.
That one was really fun. The tiny marshmallow guys all over the place were pretty
They are
entertaining.
everywhere.
But like, I didn't really get any scares in that house, so for that,
Yeah, it wasn't scary. It was just fun.
can't be on the
And
list.
same thing with Slaughter Cinema. I wouldn't say it was scary. It was just fun.
Yeah, but it had good scares. Whereas Ghostbusters didn't really have good scares.
Yeah, I agree. But our tour guide, Adriana, was really, really, really good.
She was amazing. 10 out of 10. My only complaint is, well, okay, it might be twofold. And it's probably not her fault, but just like for the sake of being honest and giving our honest opinion, she didn't take us through the swamp.
Yeah, the last
Scare
scare zone
zone.
that we went to, yeah.
She didn't take us through that. I don't know why, because she easily could have taken, like, we did a lot of backtracking and we easily could have taken that route instead. And so that leads to the twofold part of my complaint is we did so much backtracking, but we didn't get to do the Jimmy Fallon bar, and we went to the
We went to Lombard's and then we went to La Bamba and then
Yeah.
back to Lombard's as our 2 stops. Usually we go to Jimmy Fallon, and that's kind of like one of our places that we like to go just because we can like people watch, and it's just a really cool bar that you don't get to go to if you're just going to the park on a daily basis. So
yeah.
we like doing that. However, she did take kind of like a poll at the end as far as like going to the last scare zone, and she was like, hey, so like, because we had an hour before we went to the show. So she was like, hey, I can take you through this scare zone, or we can kind of like take a little bit of a break, and I'll give you like 30 minutes or whatever to go get some drinks, hang out, do whatever you want. And just based on our group, she didn't take us back to that scare zone. So I will say that is partially the reason why.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was gonna say, I think the reason everyone in our group said we didn't want to go through that scare zone is because that was before we did Monsters and the Goblin's one.
Feast, yeah.
And she prefaced that that's a lot of walking, which those houses
They are very
a
back
lot
there. They're
of
back
walking. So
Yeah.
for us to do that, we were at Lombard's at the time, so we would have had to loop all the way around to go through that scare zone and then walk back over there.
Right.
So I think that's why a lot of people in our group were like, and it was already at that point 11 o'clock at night or 10:30 or something. Like, so it was the tail end of our tour,
Right.
and everyone was hurting. Like,
Right.
everyone was in pain.
I will say though that last scare zone was the best scare zone.
It was. They got me.
I think overall the event, in my opinion, wasn't as good as it was last year. And for me, like the food that they offer being as bad as it was such a letdown as far as, because like, especially if you're having some drinks, you want some good food to fuel up on, and the food was absolutely awful.
It was really frustrating that the food was so
Yeah.
bad. Like, I'm a picky person, so I typically, there's not much for me to eat there every year anyways, but there's typically like 2 or 3 menu items, like of the actual food, not the sweets, of the actual food that I will eat. Today literally was only the chicken tacos, and those were pretty close to inedible.
Yeah, and it takes a lot for me
Yeah.
to say food is bad, because like I will eat anything, but it was awful. It was really bad, and Universal could do so much better.
We know they can do better because we've had better.
Right.
And I think that's what's frustrating is we're seeing the RIP tour go downhill and things being taken away and
the
quality.
price still going
Yeah,
up.
and the price is just going up and up. Like I don't know what's going on with the Jimmy Fallon bar, because I do know that there were people up in there when we were walking by. I don't know if they're saving it for the private tours, because I don't know if we said this, but we did do a non-private tour. So we were just with 9 other strangers. But the past 2 years, we've done the Jimmy Fallon bar. And then to not do it this year with no explanation. And I mean, to be fair, we didn't ask her. We could have asked her. We probably should have asked her.
It also could have been the rotation we were doing.
Yeah, and
just how we did the houses. That could be a possibility because we didn't go into the Coke bar. A lot of people go into the Coke bar. We've never been there.
But I don't know
so
if
like
that's
it could have been
even-
something like that.
I don't know if the Coke bar is even an RIP bar anymore. I think it's just like a place to fill up your sodas now.
Maybe.
I think that was just
Maybe.
the first year we did it. But yeah, I mean, also the route. And she does have a say in the route, so I'm a little pissy about that because
Yeah.
she did tell me that she could have taken us. Because I said to her towards the end, right before we did the show, she was asking what everyone's favorite house was, and I had told her I felt like because we did Insidious first, like
Everything was kind of a letdown.
yeah, I couldn't. How do you compare that? That's the best house. Everyone agrees that that's the best house. Like whether or not it's your favorite house, everyone agrees that's the best house.
Yeah.
And she said that she just picks that route because it's like the least back and forth. But arguably with the amount of back and forth we did, we easily could have went and did the back half of the park first and then came and circled around.
Yeah. I mean, she was great though. She was really good. I think she's the best tour guide that we've had as far as the RIP tour is concerned. Like she had a lot of energy. She was even hyping you up at the end of the night. I was like, "You go, girl. You got this. I can see you're struggling. Let's go, slay!" Like,
her personality was amazing. Her jokes were funny. Like, just her storytelling was great. I would pick her again, 100%.
She was very knowledgeable too. Like she was genuinely knowledgeable.
Yeah.
She wasn't just spitting a script. Like if you had a question for her, she actually knew. She was kind of a nerd about theme parks, which was super nice to have.
Which is also interesting because she said that she had never done Halloween Horror Nights before 2019. So like, and I understand. I mean, she told us like they give them a book and like they have to study and take a test. So like, obviously all that knowledge is in the book that they give them, but still, I think the level of knowledge. I think she definitely did some additional research.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the show. The show was really good.
Yeah, the show was good.
The show was the same as it was last year. However, I do think they took like a step above. There's just with the show, there's a lot going on.
It was the same as last year.
It's the same concept. It's the same. So it's like the acrobatics.
Yeah, there's fire breathers. Yeah,
they just kind of like stepped it up from last year.
The hair girl. Yeah. What is it called? The fabric things.
Yeah, the flying silks.
Fabric things.
So they had all the same acts. And honestly, we noticed a lot of the same actors that were in it. It was a really, really good show. There's just so much going on that it's one of those shows that you kind of have to see multiple times to really get, because there was multiple different acts that we both were like, what happened? Like the magic trick just happened and we missed it because there was fire twirlers going on while the magic trick was going on, and the flying silks was at the same time. So
I definitely missed all the magic tricks.
Yeah,
because there was just I wanted to watch the dancers. There were men in heels killing it. Like not a single woman was wearing heels. These 3 men in probably 6-inch stilettos were just slaying. Like I couldn't watch anything but them.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There was nothing.
I agree.
I don't care what you were doing on the stage.
Which that does add to like the rewatchability, and maybe that's why they do it, because they want people to come back and watch the show.
That's true.
I would totally go watch it again just for that reason. But yeah, show was really good overall. I think the experience is still worth it. I just think that we were a little bit disappointed based on the experience we've had in the past. So,
I mean, yeah, because you get front of the line and the backstory. That alone makes the price worth it. Like we're still gonna pay it every year.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It's just frustrating to see the value going down. Like basically the only value in the RIP tour now is the front of the line.
Yeah.
It used to be the food and the free non-alcoholic beverages was like a good add-on to it, and now it's like, honestly, I would prefer to not eat that food. I would rather just pay.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree.
Or like go to dinner and City Walk before we go in or something.
I definitely agree. But anyway, we're back at the hotel. We went to go get some pizza at the hotel, and the line was so long for pizza that everybody was just kind of waiting for pizza to come out, and didn't seem worth just waiting for a pizza when, I don't know, who knows how long we would have been there. So I just got a little bit of a sub. You got a bag of chips.
Yeah, just to put something in my body.
Yeah. So I think we're going to call it a night. Hopefully everybody's still along for the ride and still watching the end of the video. We had a really, really good time. If there's any questions that anybody has, we'd be more than willing to answer them in the comments. But with that being said, yeah, we're going to call it a night. So appreciate everybody coming with us and hanging out with us. We had a really, really good night. We will be back next year. And we also do have a cruise coming up.
Yep,
that we will
in
be filming.
November. But probably by January for sure, we'll be posting the November cruise. We are going on the Mardi Gras, Carnival Mardi Gras, which we have done before, but we've never filmed it. We went on our honeymoon on the Mardi Gras, and Austin loved it so much he demanded we go again.
I just wanted to go back, yeah.
And who am I to say no?
Right. A cruise is a cruise. But if you like the video, like, subscribe, share, comment, all the good stuff so that we know that you enjoyed watching the video. And again, we appreciate it. We had a great night, and we will see you in the next one.